started the week off with a Superbike TT podium. Can he stand on that big bike podium again, Dave?
Next away, James Hillier, 10-second intervals as ever. James Hillier on the Kawasaki. Here's Connor Cummins through the bottom of Bray Hill. These riders won't have eaten for around 3 to 4 hours before the start of this race, because due to the speeds they reach, when they brake hard, they slow, the bike slows, but the content of their stomachs don't, so they don't want anything in there during the race. Dean Harrison away.
This is the man that a lot of people have tipped to take this race win.
And this is the other man that a lot of people have tipped to as well. He won the big Superbike race at the start of TT Race Week. Michael Dunlop on the Tyco BMW, chasing Dean Harrison.
Yep, sure to be a force to be reckoned with.
Over Agosleek goes Dean Harrison.
Dean Harrison has been coming out of the block so quickly all week. These other riders can't afford to let him get any time on them early in the race.
Peter Hickman, another of those who's been tipped. He's got his first TT win. He bagged that in the Superstock TT early in the week. Can he grab win number 2? Throw to the gooseneck then, Connor Cummins.
Or with Pete Hickman as he rides out of Parliament Square.
Peter Hickman in second place. He's around 5 seconds down on Dean Harrison. That's David Johnson just ahead of Peter Hickman.
He's got Davo Johnson on the Golf BMW. Hopefully he can get past without it costing him any time.
So this is the approach into Ramsey hairpin, and he'll probably get him on the exit, I would imagine. Dean Harrison continues to lead. The Connor Cummins, first rider into Glen Helen. Dean Harrison, the second rider into Glen Helen, but the first rider on the leaderboard. And he's been really quick from the grandstand heading up to Ramsey. Oof.
He is laying that Kawasaki on its side. He could have just about put his elbow down there on his way past Sarah's cottage.
He carried so much speed. We see so many riders going into Sarah's. They keep it nice and tight to the inside of the turn on the right-hand side of Sarah's cottage. We might see that from Michael Dunlop now. Yes, we do, but we saw Harrison really go wide and drift out. Michael Dunlop in 4th place, half a second behind Connor Cummins, and the gap between Dean Harrison and Peter Hickman has extended by 3 seconds. So Dean Harrison through Bungalow, the next timing point. We have to wait for Peter Hickman to see whether Peter Hickman has once again eaten into Harrison's lead. Here he comes. Harrison over the line. That's Connor Cummins behind him.
Yeah, we'll kind of be able to benefit from a little bit of a tow from Dean. We've seen him make the most of any rider that has passed him during the week. I'm sure he'll do the same in the senior if he can.
Can Peter Hickman reduce that gap even further? But it seems to be developing into Harrison from here to Ramsey, and Hickman from Ramsey to the grandstand. 5.8 seconds the distance this time.
We're on board with Dean Harrison. Silkaleen Kawasaki looks like it's working very well. I mean, it has to be for him to be able to ride these blisteringly quick lap times. That's another machine that also looks very good on road every time we see it. The Smith's BMW.
So we could be looking at lap times or lap record times this time around on lap 4 as we ride on board with Peter Hickman. Out of Kurt Michael. Well, Harrison was 5 seconds inside the lap record at Glen Helen. Peter Hickman was 6 seconds inside. The gap 5.4 seconds. Harrison still leading.
Well, we see Dean Harrison now back on the mountain. He's already starting to encounter some slower traffic, and that could come into play in this race day.
Yes, Harrison was half a second inside the lap record at Ramsey.
We often see in the footage these slower riders that are encountered on a lap, and it's part of the TT, and it can work for you, it can work against you, but everyone's out there doing their best.
Well, the gap increased between Harrison and Hickman into Ramsey. 7 seconds there. It was 4.5 seconds at the Bungalow. What will it be at the end of lap 4 as they come into the pits? We're looking down on Dean Harrison. Here is Michael Dunlop, still in 4th place and losing time to Connor Cummins in 3rd. Peter Hickman out of signpost. And Hickman 2 seconds inside the lap record at Crocknett-Mona. 2 seconds inside the lap record. It needs to be 4.2 for 135 miles an hour. That won't go as we look at Dean Harrison across the line.
Dean Harrison slows for the pit.
What will Peter Hickman do? New lap record, Peter Hickman, 134.45.
Well, Dave, we've had so many lap records this week and they just keep getting quicker.
This is going to go all the way to the wire if they stay to this script. We're looking at Connor Cummins in third place, a lonely third place. He's around 52 seconds down on the two men ahead of him.
And Harrison again up through with a much tighter line up through Sarah's Cottage that time than the previous lap.
Michael Dunlop half a minute down on Connor Cummins in fourth place. Now we've seen the gap squeeze up at the end of each lap, and then it opens up between Harrison and Hickman on this run out to Ramsey.
Look at the sector times here, Dave.
6.2 the difference at Glen Helen. 1.9 seconds the gap at the end of lap 5. Now as we see it, Concertina back out. Dean Harrison as Michael Dunlop wobbles his way past the grandstand.
Yeah, I think he's shaking the handlebars and his head with frustration.
So then, what a final lap this is. The fans are going crazy on the side. Here's Dean Harrison goes into Ballaugh. We see the gap open up each time up to Ramsey. Dean Harrison's got to push. Peter Hickman will be strong over the mountain. Dean Harrison has to get a big gap between the two of them going into Ramsey.
And now we're back up onto the mountain for the last lap. And if we've ever seen Dean Harrison pushes now with only 2 seconds the gap.
Well, both Harrison and Hickman were 3 seconds inside the lap record at Ramsey. Hickman is around 4 to 5 seconds faster each lap than Harrison from Ramsey to the grandstand. I think it could be Peter Hickman. If the story of this race goes as the previous 5 laps does, it will be Peter Hickman's race.
We just saw Peter Hickman two-wheel slide that Superbike at nearer 200 miles an hour than 150. That's just... It's mesmerising to watch.
Yeah, it's incredible. So Peter Hickman through the bungalow. Dean Harrison has got through. Peter Hickman leads. 0.8 of a second ahead of Dean Harrison. He's 5 seconds inside the lap record, so 135 miles is on.
I think they've both been hurt by lap traffic, but now it's down to them. They've both got a clear run off the mountain. How are these cards going to fall?
I think it's going to go. At this pace, it has to go. 135 miles an hour. We count them as 5s now, don't we? His lap 120, Dave Jeffries 125, John McGuinness 130. Will it be Dean Harrison? Will it be Peter Hickman with 135 miles an hour? Oh,
Dean Harrison using all the road on the way into Governor's Dip. He can't waste a second. He will have his teeth grit. He won't be blinking. He won't be taking a breath as he crosses the line to finish his senior TT.
Look, Dean Harrison crosses the line. We've got to wait for Peter Hickman.
Peter Hickman, no. Traffic again. This could cost him dearly.
Not only just one, but he's got 2. This could be Dean Harrison's race. Oh, Hickman out from under the trees.
Oh no, that's a cruel blow for Pete Hickman.
So here comes Peter Hickman across the line. He wins the senior TT at 135.4 miles an hour. We've witnessed history.